Good day. I'm Dave.
And I'm Dave.
And this is the
Offsite
Insight
Podcast. Today we are sponsored by the Creative Co-op. If you have any advertising or marketing needs, please reach out to Gino and his team at tcco.ca.
We're joined by Courtney and Courtney from Intercity Industrial.
The 2 Daves and the two Courtneys sitting down to talk.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
It's going to be good. For sure. Yeah. We're going to get confused to who's talking to who. It's going to be fun.
We're all one source.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, let's dive right into it. Okay, let's pretend I've never heard of Intercity Industrial. And how would you explain to me what you do and what industries you provide services to?
Yeah. So we sell a variety of industrial safety equipment, GPE, pretty much everything across the board. So we can get into tools, we get into fasteners, strut, rod, threaded rod, all that jazz. And we sell to construction, cities and municipalities, school boards, kind of like anyone that needs any PPE,
Right.
services, stuff like that. Insight from your end?
Yeah, we do like our largest customer is probably in the automotive industry. So that type of thing too. Just recently we were considered a safety house only, but with like Court said, with the expansion of Intercity, we've gone into the more MRO industrial side of things. So yeah, your builders, we have large customers, small customers. You could be Tom off the street and come in and see us girls in the office and it will get you what you need. There's nothing, no request too small or too big for us, really. We'll sell you doors, ceiling tiles.
We source products all day. Yeah. That's like our thing. We love the research and Google and source stuff for people where needed.
That's amazing. So, someone can come up to Courtney or Courtney, Court, if you will, and find what they're looking for. Specifically, I think the thing that's going to draw them in the door maybe is on the safety side. And it's like, oh, we can also help with this.
Yeah. So the big thing was where we just did an add-on service. So we go in, we're always selling you this, but we can get you like your bearings for your chains and for your conveyor belts, all that stuff. So it's just teaching everyone what we do now because we had been in Barrie for so long as just a safety house. And now we are teaching them that everyone's learning together that we're more than just one thing.
Wow.
It was great change.
So ballpark, do you know how many SKUs we'll deal with?
I think they said they uploaded 75,000 when I went on to an e-shop platform.
Yeah. You have them all memorized.
Oh yeah, every
We understand a lot. Like and sometimes they're custom codes that we have to do. So outside of that, like if it's a custom item we don't have in our system, we still have to do a custom SKU. So like there's endless opportunities, endless knowledge. There's a lot to know about all these different areas.
And for those of us at home who were trying to follow the conversation, he said SKU, standing for stock keeping units, sometimes commonly referred to as a SKU.
Yeah.
And they've just demonstrated they have a lot of them.
I think 75,000, give or take. It might be more, but that's what's corner e-shop.
Yeah.
Right. And I can't think of 75,000 different safety products. So obviously that means that there's a lot more that you can
Yeah. And like every industry has different needs and different, like some need anti-statics, for example, or some need food safe for food carriers, right?
Absolutely.
So stainless steel and, there's so many things, materials, different things.
So you mentioned that you had previously been focused on PPE and automotive protection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so now with those 75,000 SKUs, you've branched into all sorts of different kinds of industries.
So like custom builders, contractors, railing guys, window guys,
Right on.
everyone.
And in a pharmaceutical, we can help with needs for those guys that are working in clean rooms.
Right.
There's abatement, there's restoration. There's so many different industries that we can support and help out. And we've been in Barrie for 30 years, but we used to be called Northern Safety. Northern Safety got bought by Intercity. So now we're under this umbrella of Intercity Industrial and other ubiquitous groups of companies. So it's good.
They like to say that we're like a small business mentality, but we just have a bigger reach for our suppliers and stuff. So price it. But they kind of left us alone as so if you come in to order something from, let's say, Court, she does it from beginning to end.
Right.
So she's placing the order, she's following it. She'll be the girl that calls you or emails you to tell you that your order's shipping or going.
That story, it's that small town feel. I say small town. Barry's not a small town anymore, but it's a small town feel with the big city pricing almost, right? Because you have that bulk buying ability, but it's still up to Court and Court to deliver the local feel and flair, right?
Yeah, we like to remember our customers. Like we encourage everyone to come visit us just because it's fun. Like people do enjoy coming in to talk to us and stuff. And that's what we like.
So people come in just to see the girls. It's like pretty much all women in the office, which is kind of niche for this industry because it's very male driven, right?
Absolutely.
But we are seeing more and more like women contractors and female road workers and female electricians coming in our doors, which is really cool because you weren't seeing that in the past. And now it's kind of opening the door.
That's amazing. I mean, that is two things. I want to segue into where do they come see you? Because that's important. Where do they come? Where does everyone come
we're
see
at
you?
417 Huronia Road. We have a nice big white building with a blue border. That first building, you just walk in and you'll get greeted by either myself, Court, Lisa, Linda. We have Jake in the back.
No Daves though.
We do have a day. We do have a day.
That's awesome.
Or as he likes to say, the bean counter. He loves coming in. He comes in twice a week and he's a great guy. We have great coworkers. It makes the difference, right?
100%.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's who you work with. And it's
Oh yeah.
to work. Worth it. And the second thing that I wanted to comment on is like you yourself had said, hey, we're seeing more and more people, especially women, coming in that we didn't see in the past. And I think that speaks really highly to, initiations or things that we're launching at the Simcoe County Home Builders Association is, hey, let's make sure we're recognizing women in construction. And we've just launched our Build Her committee.
Awesome.
So if anyone listening or if you guys yourselves are interested in finding out more about that, reach out.
Yeah.
Because we want, more and more representation and more women in construction because they're already there.
Yeah. And I think it's cool because like it's starting to be recognized. Like when I started working here for about 6.5 years, give or take. And when I started, there was like no women's PPE available or for road crew, like very limited selection. But now I'm starting to see more and more companies pop up with, more women's clothes, which is great. Because I mean, as a woman, you're a different shape than a man. So you don't necessarily want a baggy, heavy coat. So it's nice. They're recognizing more and even smaller fit gloves because the gloves are a little wide. They're built for, I'm sure, men. They kind of were initially built for them.
Sure.
So they're making extra smalls and different things.
And that from a safety perspective, you want a glove that fits correctly or else there's more of a chance for injury.
Yeah.
Not having the glove at all.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of time too, if like they're doing a little dexterous work with their hands, they'll take the gloves off if they don't fit right. So it's like, to get them to keep their gloves on, it's important.
That can be a kind of a challenge broadly in construction. I've seen the countless times where construction work will remove the kind of thing.
Yeah.
So just to do the fine dexterity work, and you're like, that's where you lose your finger. But anyway, that's an aside. But if they need gloves that fit, we've got the place.
Yeah. Come see us.
That's right. Yeah, come see Courtney and Courtney and Dave too.
Yeah, they're
lucky. Yeah.
Come a Tuesday or Thursday.
Yeah, love that. Dave's gonna be famous. Yes. Somebody's gonna show up.
Dave.
I got some beats.
So I wanted to switch gears a little bit here and get into, obviously there's been a tremendous amount of change in the supply of goods in the past few years. I joke to sometimes to people like, I'd like to live in some precedented times instead of unprecedented times.
Seriously.
COVID and tariffs and the changes that are happening.
Yeah.
So
Now it's fuel.
Yeah, and fuel, obviously, with what's going on in the Middle East. So can you shed some light on how that's even affected you for the last couple of years and what trends you're seeing?
So funny thing, Court and I were the only two left in the branch when COVID hit because we were considered essential. We had masks, disposable gloves. Like I've never seen product move out of our place like it did. Yeah. But the big reality of that was our customers needed to be serviced.
Right.
So everybody off the streets wanted our stuff, but we had to be like, no, like it had to be our customers first.
Right.
Before it was so easy supply chain. No issues. It would just come. But I think in the first year of COVID, we had 4 price increases.
Yeah.
like every time we ordered, it was like a new price increase. So like nothing was predictable.
And then we turn around and stock would be gone and we'd be like, oh man, what are we going to do? Like our customers need N95 masks. We couldn't get any at the time.
Yeah.
So, we're outsourcing other brands, other products, other this, other that. Places were making masks that wouldn't typically make masks, or
Really?
new companies were opening to make masks. It was like a whole, in gloves, disposable gloves that was
selling like $20 a box.
Yeah.
Like our costs. Like it was just,
It
it
was
was I never thought I'd see a time like that until that hit. And like to make it through was a huge thing.
Yeah.
But pricing never really, it came down, but it never really bounced back to the original. I feel like everyone kind of was just like, oh, we're all making more money now. Let's just,
Yeah.
That's,
type of
yeah, I
thing.
mean, that's how
And then-
inflation can
yeah.
Yes.
So then that
Scary.
happened. Then we got like raw material issues. Tariffs were huge. I think we still have them, but I think at the beginning of when all this tariff stuff happened, it was very much you placed an order, you found out.
Right.
You placed your order and it was potentially, they didn't charge you, but the government charged you when you came over. So there was 25% tariffs. There was 5%. There was extra charges on invoices that we didn't see until like after it was. So like made quoting on the inside very difficult, made customers on the outside kind of edgy. But then again, we get through that and tariffs start to like, we kind of learn it. And then we get fuel prices is a big thing that just started happening. So it's just like one of our largest suppliers just sent out a thing, was like, we did a price increase, but you're getting a new one tomorrow because we have to figure out these fuel surcharges, like stuff coming in, them shipping out, that type of thing.
It's always like you're pivoting. So like one thing will hit and then next minute steel's going up. So all your fastener costs are going up.
Right.
And then next minute it's fuel. And then the next minute you're just like tariffs. It's like pivoting constantly.
Right.
It was where the price increase is coming from. And since COVID till now, there's been so many challenges in the world. Right.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's just, it keeps going and going. And it's eventually, hopefully it'll stop. Please. We'd like that.
I agree. Let's have some precedent.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah. So it makes your day like in any given day, we're not bored. Like believe me, like with things that are coming and rolling through. But steel was a big one this year. There was it, and it's like all in relationship with vendors too, right? Like we have some really good relationships that come in and talk to us too. So they're like pre-warning us or like kind of educating us where it goes. So they're like, hey, like your top movers, let's maybe stock up on it.
Right.
Instead of us like keeping 1 to 2 months worth, we'll bring in 6 months worth and try and see how everything will level out. But yeah, it's a game you have to play as a distributor, right? We're relying on our customers and our vendors. So it's like a double edge that we're playing with.
You're like the middleman.
Yeah. And I have a thing I like to say, we'll call a vendor and it's like, tell my customers, like the only line I can give you is the lie that the guy ahead of me is telling me.
Right.
Because if a supplier is telling me tomorrow and I'm telling my customer that it doesn't show up, it's us that take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And trying to explain that to vendors on the other side, they just are like, you're just in that, like.
Right. And that's where, Intercity, I think, provides a lot of value to its clients. It's like, hey, look, we're going to be here. We're going to be accountable.
Yeah.
We're going to do our best to give you the timelines as we have them.
Yeah.
And you want to work with vendors on your side that can also operate the same way.
Exactly.
In the end goal, we are very open and honest with their customers. We're accountable, but our big thing is our communication. It's one thing we always talk about is making sure our customers know what, when, and where things are going.
Right.
Because you can get like a piece of information from the vendor and then you send it to the customer, but then it could change. And that's the part of being the middleman that's tough, right? Because you're always taking the brunt of the issue. If there's an issue, you're kind of bouncing between. You're like monkey in the middle, essentially. Yeah. So it's good. I like it because like I like to work with both sides and I like to talk to, we have really great customers that appreciate good communication. So that's really an honesty. We're pretty honest about what's going on with our customers. So we're honest about it.
We're kind of broadly touching on the culture of Intercity.
Yeah.
And will you, let's nail it down. Let's talk about that a little more deliberately. What's it like working there?
It's good. It's like a small little island where we all know each other pretty well by now. We've been working together for the 6 years I've been there, pretty much. So it's been good. Yeah, we have a head office. They come help us out. They do whatever. They talk to us. But it's like just like what 6 of us in the office, and kind of know each other well. So when you come in to the front door, you can expect like a warm welcome. A, hey, how's it going? Because we try to be as personable as possible with our customers and getting to know everybody. We have customers that come in just to see us and say hi, and we even have customers that don't work for those companies anymore that'll come in and say hi sometimes, or old sales reps that are like, well, I miss you girls. And now I'm working in a different industry. And it's nice to know that we have that kind of group of people that like, it's not just about the business, it's about us as people and connecting with people.
I think that's it. That connection, right? I mean,
Yeah.
And we can have a broader conversation with the lack of connection in this day and age. But I think that's really important. It's those little things where you're like, oh, I have a relationship with this sales rep from 15 years ago, but we still, say hi every once in a while.
Yeah. And like, you're not always going to, stay in contact with people, but down the road, let's say you end up in the same industry as that person again. You're like, oh, it's a familiar face, right? So making those connections is really important throughout all of your life, I think.
Yeah.
Everything.
And even just at like just a more like primal level, it's much better to just have a nice warm welcome with a human being, even if you never see them again. Right? Maybe that's the kind of thing that can make somebody's day a little better. So,
and the interesting thing is everyone's different. Right? Some people like in person, some people like emails, some people like phone call. Like you deal with all different kinds of people, which is cool.
Yeah. The changing economy. Like I've been with Northern Intercity for 11 years. And from when I started till now, even the way we communicate's changed. Like you could walk into our office and the phone not ready for like 2 hours, but like our phones, like our cell phones are going off. So like, again, communication, right? Guys on sites aren't stepping away to call you. They're texting you, they're emailing you pictures. We get texts and email is probably 90% of the way things roll, right?
Which 11 years ago,
was not like, I never even had my phone out 11 years ago. I would just be answering phone like as a customer service rep. But now like, it's just like, I literally walk around with an ear pod in my head because I'm like, it's easier for me to move around and be wherever and still getting the calls that I'm getting.
Yeah. Yeah. Our phones, like a lot has changed in business. Like, I mean, I've worked here 6 years and I didn't use my phone when I started, but I started in customer service. Courtney's now the branch manager. This Courtney is now sales rep. So sorry, that's confusing everyone. But yeah, we have a lot of changes that we've gone through too with COVID and all that.
Yeah.
How everyone answers the phone, it's different.
So obviously there's been a change in technology in that respect.
And
is there any other changes? And I hate to say this, it's the buzzword right now, but have you seen AI starting to come into industry a little bit, or is it still something that's we need that human connection?
Yeah, I foresee it coming. Just I don't know, like technology for us is a huge thing just because like Honda is one of our customers. So like they're very advanced, right? They use robotics and like that's the big thing that's coming. But like I'll get drawings from them and it's like AutoCAD drawings. And I'm like, man, I don't know what this is. But like, AI, not so much in our stuff. I can see it coming when like with the builders and stuff. Like just like we look at blueprints, like very kind of old school ways still, right? Like I went to a site meeting of a new building and we're trying to figure out their fasteners and stuff with them. And they literally had blueprints out like old. I was like, man, I never thought I'd see that. I thought it'd be like a thing thrown up on there, but like they're still working that way still. I think the biggest AI I see is when I like Google something and the first thing that comes up is AI. I was like, I don't know if I trust that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I make our flyers and copy, and I do because I took marketing in school. So I do all of our flyers. So I use AI for writing copy because, as I'm out on the road, sometimes I got to throw a flyer together. It's just instead of writing copy myself, it's just honestly easier to punch in, hey, I need this copy written for this flyer, throw it all together. Canva, I use Canva a lot, which is, I mean, I can use Photoshop and InDesign and design my own stuff, but why take the time where I can just have it produced quickly? I know that sounds like a shortcut to some people, but I think it's using the tool in a smart way to, for the sake of making things happen, right? You got to make things happen in business, and sometimes you got to do it quickly.
And you know what? We've talked with, experts on it about AI and how it's a tool. It's not a full replacement, and you have a background in it, a skill set that you can actually use that tool and make sure that you're getting the output that you need versus, they just be like, do this. I don't know if that will help or not.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think people that are newer to industries might be more willing to use AI, but there's a lot of fear around AI and its reliability. And, if the information's accurate, like when you get Google and you Google that thing that Courtney was talking about and it comes up Gemini AI or whatever it is. And it's like, how do I know that is factful and truthful?
Right.
And how do I check the sources? So you got to go check your sources. I think there's a lot of misinformation around things. And there's a lot of misinformation on the internet, and AI is pulling from all those different websites.
Absolutely.
So how do you know it's accurate? I don't know. I'm a little bit of a skeptic that way, but I do think there is benefits. Like when you're putting your personal touches onto something, for sure. I think it's helpful. Like, what you're talking about, you can plug it in. It can write some stuff for you. I think that's super helpful.
Well, I think it's the mindset too, right? Being like, okay, like this is a tool that I can use, but I also can't rely on it 100%. Like I'm not gonna, I hope, if I have to go in for a life-saving surgery, I hope the surgeon has the skill set to just be like, hey, AI.
Surgery.
We got this.
Have your speaker right here.
So, more broadly, do you guys see any new materials or systems that, even in the last 6 years, the last 11 years that have changed? Like you'd obviously mentioned that, we're starting to see more female focused attire and clothing, which is, that's a change. Maybe it's a little late coming, but it's helpful.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you're seeing that our listeners or, we might be interested in learning about?
Any changes? Have you seen anything crazy changing? The industries are always changing for sure.
Yeah.
Different things with new technologies are coming out. New things are being engineered all the time. Sometimes just things that I've not even heard about that people want new things.
Well, the Home Builders Association is really good. With her, Sandy.
Sandy.
Sandy, Sandy.
Sandy emails out things as we're learning them too. CSA standards change. So for the home builder guys, learning that prior is a big thing. So those changes we see where the government steps in, where the labor board step in and say this. I can tell you every year they pick something to go after.
Of course.
One year it was eye wash stations. Then it's are they wearing the proper harnesses? This year's big thing is head protection.
Yeah.
So as information comes out and goes out, that's how we try to be ahead. So this year was the first year we were ahead of any of that instead of us being on our back pedal. So
and the weird thing with head protection that I never thought of until one of our sales reps told me about this is, are the earplugs fit to the person? Because there's so many different earplugs on the market.
Sure.
And they're finding a lot of hearing losses coming from people wearing either the wrong earplugs or incorrect insertion of your earplugs.
Right.
So they're actually coming out with ear protection fit testing so you can make sure that the earplugs are fitting you, because the amount of hearing loss that's happening amongst workers is it's one of the biggest claims. And it was never really looked at. It was always about during COVID, it was respirator fit testing. That was a big thing. When we do that at our office, and we're doing hundreds a year, hundreds of people, students, everybody. So we offer the respirator fit testing. So, now it's hearing. So it's changing. A lot of things are changing in terms of how serious we're taking these things.
Yeah. It's really interesting, actually. Yeah. Are there specific products in terms of head protection, since it's something of a contemporary important object?
ladies,
Is there a helmet that is just
the big thing now is it's a climbing helmet with a chin strap. The big thing is, I guess, how in the industry they fall off.
Right.
Yeah.
Specifically climbing. So when they're going up on ladders, again, different types of construction. You don't need it. Some do. So yeah, I guess when you're just wearing your hard hat and you're working on the ground, perfect. But these guys are climbing on high rises, so they're moving
around.
and they come off. So chin straps was the big,
that's the big thing about conversation right now. And I've been selling a lot of hard hats with the integrated chin straps, because a lot of job sites are now requiring the chin straps, because they're figuring, you bend down to pick up a 2x4, there's a chance the hard hat could fall off, right?
Yeah.
So now they're saying that having the chin strap integrated and attached is your head's going to be protected at all times.
Right.
So that's kind of where they're going with that. And that's been like a topic of conversation from the middle of last year into 2026. So we're seeing more of that coming into play. Yeah. Cool. And they look cool. They look,
Yeah.
they are. They're pretty, they're pretty stiffy looking.
You can be like, I'm more awesome.
Yeah, we used to have it. We used it on the side, your extracurriculars.
So a friend of mine is an arborist, and he spent a fortune on a helmet just because it had back head and neck protection.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
helmets don't protect that area.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's a sweet helmet.
Yeah, like a
It's
hard
really
hat,
could be better.
it's crazy. Like a hard hat, for example, can cost anywhere from $16 to $365. Like they're just out there.
There's different materials, different types.
Different brands.
Yeah.
Like obviously, depending on the brand you want, if you care or don't care, that's where it is. Like obviously, everyone knows Milwaukee.
Mhm.
You pay for the name half the time, right?
Right.
It's the same hard hat. That's
Made by the
probably
same factory,
yeah.
but one's got a
Yeah.
different sticker on it.
Yeah, one's got that really nice Milwaukee red logo on it, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
I'm at fault for loving Milwaukee. So
Yeah,
Where that glowing gold and yellow of Dual.
yeah, there you go. I bleed red.
yellow.
I also bleed red.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm not
Yeah, in my head, there's a lot of Milwaukee stuff in it.
Well, we have Milwaukee
Courtney's a Nikita girl.
Yeah. Over here, teal.
They make a nice Microsoft.
Yeah,
They do.
very good.
They do.
There's, you know what? They all have something good to offer. All the different tools.
Absolutely.
You know, there's so many different brands out there. They all have something good to offer.
We can get them all.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's good to know. So whether you're a Milwaukee person or a DeWalt person or a Makita or even a Ryobi person,
Wow.
I don't know a lot of
Throwing
them,
a right.
but they
Yeah.
exist, I'm sure.
They do.
They do.
Yeah. We get pretty much everything we can. Anytime, anything we can do for anyone, we try to help.
Yeah.
That's pretty much our motto. It's we can source it, we'll do it, we'll make it happen.
A huge thing is like pivoting with the market.
Mm-hmm.
So like again, this last winter, salt was an issue. Who
Yeah.
would have thought salt would be like something that's like, and we had it. So like again, it was just like we sold double the amount of salt this year as we did before, and everyone's like, "How is a safety house moving this much salt?" And it was like, we just
People
Pivot.
found out that we
Yeah,
had it.
yeah.
So.
But we also live in the snow belt and a lot of the
Yeah.
other,
Yes.
so we're like in our little Barrie, right, city, but we have like companies in Quebec. We have companies up north. We have companies down south. They don't see us. I mean, Quebec sees they see a lot of snow,
Yep.
but we're right in the snow belt. So a lot of people are like, "Whoa, how do you guys have so much snow?" And we're like, "Man, it's just the nature of Barrie, right?"
yeah.
And that comes back to that like local flavor. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, Courtney and Courtney live here and know that like
Mhm.
we're gonna need this
Yeah.
supply more than head office maybe.
Yeah, I
knows
put
that
some
we're gonna
pressure
need
on
this.
head office for
Yeah.
they were like, "Why do you need so much right now?"
Is that a typo? Like
Yeah.
no.
No, I was like, "No, I need 11."
we've gotten 14 feet of snow since
Did you hit the room twice? It's salt, not once.
exactly right. To switch gears a little bit, I mean, both of you, I'd like an answer from. What's the most interesting thing you've learned since joining the industry?
Yeah.
And then secondary, what's a tool that you can't live without other than your phone?
Mhm.
Because that's like the easy one.
Yeah, right.
Can I throw something in there too? With
Yeah.
interesting thing that you learn. Also interesting, like interesting object that you've had to order, like something that you just
Yeah.
Man, that's a really
Okay.
snake.
Well, I think I have an answer. So for me, the most interesting thing I've learned, I came from a coffee shop. I worked at Starbucks before I moved here. So the most interesting thing I learned is actually how many different things there are in this industry. Like I didn't know there was thousands and thousands of things, and well, I didn't know that existed. Like a neck shade for the hard hat you could attach. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Or like what
thought of it.
right? Or like all the different coatings on gloves and what they're for. And like I didn't know all these things existed coming from working at a coffee shop. So that was pretty interesting to learn about. I think the thing I couldn't live without now is my screw gauges because people grab me a screw and
Yes.
Hoy, I need you to figure out what this is. And I hold it and I go, oh, okay. So then I have a screw checker that I can check the size because your naked eye can't always tell.
Nice.
Um,
Sweet.
yeah. And something interesting that I've sold that's weird and off the wall. I'm trying to think. I've sold some pretty weird stuff. I think we've all sold some pretty strange
I'm
stuff.
trying to think. I think doors. Like, I would have never been asked for doors, and we did it.
Yeah.
And ceiling tile. Like, we're not really, that's not really our niche, but like we said, yeah, we could do it. And we did it. It was like skids.
Yeah. Pavement solar?
Yeah. Perma patch, which is like pavement pillar. Yeah. Like that stuff where I'm like, why are you pulling those?
Yeah. Or hunting for cotton gloves. So that was I'll tell you about. So we have a customer that loves cotton gloves, and we love cotton gloves. That's great.
We love our customer.
Our customer left Canada that was making them. So we had to find another source. So I had about 30 pairs of cotton come to my desk and put them on and go, yep, that one's not good enough. Nope, that was not good enough. So we had to custom make our own cotton for this customer. So that was probably the weirdest situation.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's Courtney going above and beyond. Sure.
Yeah, it was like us, like,
Imports, right? So now we import our own cotton.
Yeah. So we under like the into the Chicadist brand, we have our own brands. So one is Crompson, and so they do gloves. We have Crompson chain. They have a bunch of different items, belts, traffic cones. So we have our own brand, which is Crompson, Molly Dell, Lion, and Opsol. Yeah. So Opsol's mainly gloves, but there's lubricants, there's chain, there's web slings for towing. There's a range of stuff that we import ourselves, so we can help customers save costs. Yeah.
So when you have a customer in need, you can go to head office and say, this doesn't exist in the marketplace.
Yeah. So like literally I brought the cotton. I was down at a meeting with all of like the managers and like head office, and I brought the cotton and said, I can sell 2 containers a year of this if you can make this exact glove. And they took it, went overseas there, did it. And now we are a full year into it. Like, don't get me wrong, importing is not all sunshine and rainbows, like what we had to learn. But yeah, it is something. And that's where like the honesty came in with our customer. Like, we're getting it, but like there's hiccups on it. Like anything overseas importing is wild. It's like the wild, wild west out there. People outbid containers. You'll have a container loaded and they'll unload it because someone paid more, and yours of stuff's just like left there.
Right.
So like there's all that. Yeah, all that stuff. So yeah, like I think that's the craziest thing I learned. I was in importing prior, but like to actually follow the steps through this time was so like measurements of gloves, like double checking gloves, samples going back and forth, like tweaking things, pricing, tariffs, all of that is just all of it goes into the whole logistics, right? Bucket.
And so it's a lot more, there's a lot more involvement that sometimes the customers don't see.
Yeah.
When they see the cotton glove on the wall, it's like there was a lot of effort and time and research and emphasis and effort and money put into getting that specific cotton glove on the wall in the store.
Yeah.
I gotta try one of these gloves.
They're great to wear about the next month.
That's right.
Yeah. I think for me, the thing I can't live without, and this is going to be wild because I like just thought about it. It would be like our Google Docs.
Yeah.
100%. Without that, we would be.
Yeah.
There's like, again, it's shifting again, but Google Docs was like the one thing that got introduced. So it's like the way we can check everything. It's like one central place that we all get on so that I don't have to communicate literally with every single
I can see where our driver's going. We like to keep it organized. So you know, like, oh, he's going here today. Okay, great. My order's getting dropped off today. And then we also have a history. So we can say, oh, customer, it was dropped off last week. I don't know why you don't have it.
And as I get so good and used to Google Docs, they're shifting it again because we go hand in hand with SDI in Toronto, which is got bought by Intercity as well. So we're all Power Ones. So we have trucks running back and forth on the 400. So literally if someone calls us in the morning and asks, can I have this? And it's something we don't have, but they do, we bring it up that same day, basically, if not next morning, or someone who works at SDI and Vaughan drops out because they live in Barrie. Yeah. So like that type of thing. And then there's a shift in that because like now we have our own fleet. So just learn those things. But yeah, Google Docs is a huge thing for me. I'm like, just put it in a Google Doc so that everyone can see it.
That was not the answer I was expecting, but very, very cool.
Yeah.
Same with her though. I really need that screw checker.
Yeah.
Yeah, as screwed as Google that.
I'm a very
Yeah,
visual
cool.
person, so someone hands me it. I'm like with the screw checker and then in my back warehouse walking around at like boxes to be like, oh, this is what now.
Is a screw checker one of those like you like set it on the top and it rolls down and then it folds and
So no, it's I've seen those that are on like TikTok or whatever. It's like a flat thing, and you can put the screw through it, so it'll tell you the diameter of the screw. And you can also measure it. There's like different head styles. So if there's like I'm going to call it tapered head, or a flat bottom on the head, then you have to measure them differently because you're not measuring overall length. You're really measuring the length of threads to get the length of the screw. So there's a lot of things that I never thought I'd be learning in like materials, like coatings on screws. It gets into a whole wormhole of things that I didn't know about before I started working here. Now I'm like, oh yeah, I hold it up. I'm like, I know exactly what that is. I just need to measure the size and it's done.
Very cool.
So do you walk into a room and then break it down into 75,000 pieces?
Yeah, we're pretty like I will if anywhere we go to visit, we walk in and are like the first thing like, oh, we can sell you that. Do you guys do this? Like I think it's just a natural.
Yeah, like as a salesperson too, like I go in and I'm there to talk about gloves because that's our bread and butter. But then I'll see, oh, you guys have a bolt bin over there. Like, let's talk about that. Or, oh, you have hose over there and fittings. Or, I have customers that do a wide variety of work and we can sell a wide variety of products. So it's like a one-stop shop. So for them, it's one delivery, one drop. Easy peasy. They just have one big box of stuff. So I try to open my eyes and expand my horizons to what they're actually doing, gain knowledge, and try to learn what they're actually doing.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, I don't know about you, but I think we nailed it.
Yeah.
I think we need it.
Or in this case, maybe we screwed it.
I need to see what I
We'll have to gauge it.
That was well done.
That was a good segue.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Thank you so much, Courtney and Courtney. That was easy to remember.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being a guest on here. We really appreciate it. If you would like to join the podcast as a guest or to be a sponsor, please reach out to us at podcast@schba.ca. Thank you again, Courtney and Courtney.
Thank you, Dave's.
Dave's.